Hello world, welcome back to another beautiful video on the NuWave Leadership channel. And this is Vishnupriya Aristo, one of the co-founders of NuWave Leadership, and myself, Sabrina Lindner, the other co-founder of NuWave Leadership. As usual, we are bringing you exciting questions that we ask the COO during our channeling sessions. So I'll hand it right over to Vishnupriya to share with us what question 8 to the COO was in one of our channeling sessions. Let's go.
Yay, yes. So looks like this question 8 was also interestingly, since our 5D living experiment has begun, the first group of students have been asking us questions, which is interestingly this question, one of those questions where, what practices can we start doing? So I hope this is going to serve everybody listening, and it's so nice to see that the viewers are also interested in the similar questions that I was interested in as I was asking it to the COO. So here comes the question. From the previous question, I hope all of you are watching it in the sequence. So as you might remember, it was how to purify yourself was the last question. Obviously, it led me to then please teach us some practices. So the exact question was, are there any practices that you would like to teach us? Over to you, Sabrina. Tell us what the COO said.
Yes, let's go for it. So here is COO's answer. Well, one thing that humans have certainly already understood is that connecting in one way or the other with energy and being aware of the fact that you are just energy is a good step. So if you have already practiced meditation, we would encourage you very strongly to just continue designing certain types of meditations around what you feel really aids you in being present with ease, joy, love, and abundance in that moment. And try out different variations. Also, we are happy to teach you later that there are certain points in the body, just like you already know, where you can feel those energies stronger, so we can come back to that later, once you have started creating a few of your own very unique practices. They don't have to be totally different from what already exists. But again, supporting people in letting go of all these boxes and all these structures and judgments should be one of your biggest goals here. That was the COO's answer. Vishnupriya, what would you like to add to that? What's your perspective?
Sure. So when I asked the question, my expectation was that the CEO is going to give me a list of, to-do activities list, so that I can go straight away and start purifying myself with those practices. But interestingly, again, it's a very interesting answer for me. It was like, oh, don't I have to do anything? Because we usually from a 3D world, we function from that doing aspect, right? I should do something to purify myself, and the answer gave me so much freedom and liberation, and like, okay, great, so I don't have to actually do anything. So even the answer with meditation, as you can see, it's like if you have been already practicing meditation, then maybe you can design something around it if that makes you feel ease and joy, right? It's not like everybody go ahead and practice meditation now. So that's something that I really love about these answers, because the space that it is coming from gives us full freedom to design our life according to how you feel ease and joy in every moment. There is no list of things that's going to fit all of us, right? There's no one size fits all, so to speak, which I guess the 3D world has somehow made us think that one size can fit all at all times. But that's not the case, because in the 3D world, when we ask this question, it's usually do meditation, do yoga, or do whatever other good practices as we might bring in. But again, from this answer, how I transitioned my life was just do whatever brings me ease and joy at that present moment, whether it is just drinking some tea at a different moment. It could be just walking, in my farm at a different moment. It could be um, just sitting simply in my bed and maybe listening to some songs, for example. When it comes to meditation, I was a person who was rigorously meditating for a long time. usually like 2 hours, 3 hours a day. There has been certain times where I increase that duration, and there has been times when I look at my past 5 years. But since I did too much of it, kind of forcing myself, after all of these answers, after I felt like I've gotten full liberation, there isn't any need for me to do meditation or do any specific things. I have been in that free flow at any moment that I feel like just simply sitting and closing my eyes. I might do that, but I haven't been doing the so called meditation that I was doing before. So that's how my life transitioned after this question. So now, if somebody asks me, what are the good practices? I would just say follow your instincts at every moment. If you feel like doing meditation, do it at that moment, not pre planning that tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., I'm going to do meditation, only then I'm a good person, right? Rather, it's like every present moment, at, at every present moment, whatever you feel like, right? Maybe it's sleeping. That question is coming up very soon as well. Just taking a quick nap is a good way to, you know, purify the energies faster. So at that present moment, whatever brings you ease and joy, that's the best practice for that moment. Over to you, Sabrina. How would you answer that?
Yes, my answer to that is very similar. For a while after I left my sales management job, I had been feeling that my life should really be about ease and feeling the excitement or joy, as you want to call it, in every moment with ease. So I was experimenting a lot with that. But I could notice after we started channeling the COO that a lot of moments where I felt I had fully experienced ease, I was still kind of judging myself. Like there was still a little pressure around, oh, yes, I should, no matter when I do it in a day, I should do meditation once a day. I should do my yoga practices every day. And it's kind of, if I don't do it, it will change me into something I don't want to be. There was that narrative still stuck in my head. It was not very conscious, so I couldn't spot it all the time. But after the COO's messages, I could clearly see that there was another level of release that I could accept to happen in my day, where I could really let go, even if I don't practice my yoga practices that I would normally do like daily, for several days in a row. I didn't experience any form of guilt, not even any form of discomfort around that, like physical discomfort that I believed would happen previously. It just didn't show up anymore. And the same would happen with meditation. I enjoyed meditation a lot, but somehow it was also a measurement for me to see that I'm actually an aware and conscious and evolved person and all that kind of stories that we have around that. So once I let that go, I realized that my meditative moments were happening at different times of the day. Like maybe I would just sit in the sunshine, and that's when I'm already in a present, very meditative state. I wouldn't have to do anything else. And that's the free flow. And that's where we also get into that space where it's absolutely just so beautiful. That kind of moment. So that's why I love this answer by the COO to this question. Over to you,
Yes.
Vishnupriya.
Yes. One other big difference that I see in me is prior to this entire channeling stuff, I had huge resistance in going out physically into the world, to into groups of people and visiting different places. Physically, I was literally just sitting inside my house for past few months. Somehow there was a resistance to do that. But after all these channeling and answers, nowadays going out physically into the world, into the groups of people, talking to people have started exciting me, which is very interesting. It wasn't there before. So being in the presence of others, going visiting, certain types of different places, all of that started exciting. And now all of a sudden, maybe it's just afternoon, and I would be telling my husband, "Can we just go out evening somewhere?" And he's like looking at me like, "Huh? What happened to you?" So it's really following in that present moment, because only in the afternoon or maybe at 3 p.m. you feel like I just want to go out, right? So whatever that present moment tells you, when you start following that excitement of yours, that's when we are actually doing those practices. So just be in that present moment, follow your ease and joy, in simple words. I hope you loved that answer as much as I loved it, and we are going to see you in our next video. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you. See you all.